Welcome back, folks. This is Crazy Welder, and today I'm bringing you yet another update on the Xbox One Slim project. Now, I apologize that I'm filming this here, but this will probably be my now space to film, which is in the garage. I just moved, so there's a couple of things that are still getting shifted around, but most likely most of my videos will be coming from out here. I still have to get some of the lighting adjusted, but it is what it is for now. So the update with this one is that I actually decided to paint the console now. It's been some time since my last update, but I've done this, and it still needs some patchwork ultimately. But I've also changed out the fan in this. So what I'll show you guys here in a little bit is that I've actually gone from the G-Lid Silence AM1 fan, which is an AM1 socket fan, to this Reeven Vanxie fan, and it's a slight upgrade. So instead of a 60mm fan, or actually a 70mm that was in the G-Lid, this is one now in the 80mm fan. So it's slightly bigger, actually does cool the console significantly more. And so what I'll show you guys here in a little bit is sort of the cooling setup I had before. But prior to me doing that, I'll just show you guys the console itself. As you can see, very neat looking. I still have to adjust a couple of things, namely the way the buttons look is kind of ugly right now, and I still have yet to put in the sync button. I've just been really lazy, and ultimately I've been playing Sunset Overdrive on this just to test it out. So let me go ahead and open her up, and I'll show you guys what the fan setup looks like. Okay guys, so as you can see, this is the fan setup as it is right now. So you can still see that there's a little fan in there, which is what I used to use right here. It's a little laptop fan, which is what I used to cool the other fan that I had in here, the G-Lid fan. But that is now in there simply because I just didn't want to take it out, and because it actually holds the Blu-ray drive more or less in place. As it stands though, this thing is not being utilized, and it actually added to a lot of noise in the system. So right now I'm using the Reeven fan, and it's significantly quieter. Now I haven't got precise measurements, but it certainly feels like it's probably like a good 20 decibels lower than what it used to be. You know, it's significantly more quiet, and even though it's still a really compact system, you know, it's going to be louder than, you know, the Xbox One Slim or even the stock Xbox One. But I am working with much less space and a smaller fan, and because smaller fans tend to need to push more air to compensate for their size, they need to spin faster to push more air, and that accounts for ultimately more noise from the bearings, and more noise from basically spinning at the rate that they do to compensate for their size. Now, something else that I'm working on here is I actually placed the Wi-Fi chip at an angle now. Now, the primary reason for that was mostly because the supports that it was on prior just weren't really doing a good job of holding it in place. So I moved them out of the way, and I just kind of hot glued it in place. It's basically going to stay this way because it's not really affecting too much, and that's kind of that. But the next part really for me is to actually figure out a way to extend the controller antenna that's in here so that I'm actually able to have my controllers get better range. Right now they keep disconnecting about every 5 minutes or so, which is incredibly frustrating. But a part of that is also because the cover of the case is all metal, and so it interferes with the antenna that's actually on the RF board right here. So for those of you that don't know, it's not actually this chip on the old Xbox that controls your controllers. It's actually the antennas over here. It's in the RF board itself, and then it sends that data to the Wi-Fi chip to be processed. Now, why they did that way, I'm not entirely sure. I'm pretty positive that the new controllers, which are Bluetooth, actually do end up using the Wi-Fi card that's right here. But as it stands, what I'm thinking of doing is, since on the original Xbox this part used to be facing forward and mine is, you know, just facing up, what I'm going to do is just order a laptop Wi-Fi antenna and put that out in front of the console so that I hopefully get a better reception. Now, we'll see if that works or not. I'm still kind of in the planning stages for this, but as it stands right now, this is the update, and hopefully I'll be bringing you guys a little bit more videos now that I'm starting to get settled in my new place. So look out for more content, look out for more updates on this console, and I'll see you all in my next video. Take care until then.